Hi everyone, and welcome to today's thank card. It's Friday. Today it'll be quite a bit of a layered card. I've started off using, I started off with the base, a very vanilla cardstock, and I've got crumb cake, and I've punched out a heart, but I still want to use this background. So I've got T for 2 designer series paper. I have stamped and punched out with Blushing Bride using Pennant Parade and the coordinating punch. We'll be using the flower trim, and we'll be using an old punch which is like the lace border punch. It's no longer available, but it is one of my favourites to still use. And also the Framelits Apothecary Accents and some vanilla seam binding ribbon. Alright, so let's get started. I have done out the stamping and punching because it's not something I feel like you need to see me do all the time. So I just wanted to work on the layout of this card first. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to distress, and I use the back of my scissors to distress the paper, and I'm going to do this for both the designer series paper and the crumb cake. Okay, so this is what it looks like distressed. So you can go as heavy-handed as you like. So if you notice here, I've got some tears, which I think adds character. So there's really you can go as heavy-handed or as light as you like. Okay, so before I adhere this designer series paper down to the crumb cake, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this framelit and I'm going to run it through the big shot right down the bottom center. Okay, so here's what it looks like with that cut out. So I'm going to just grab some seam binding ribbon, and I'm just going to put it on either side of that to make it look like it's wrapped around. So all you need to do is adhere that down. Just grabbing my snail. Making sure that's slightly center as much as I can. Like that. I'm going to do the same for the other side. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got this stamp set sentiment blooming with kindness, and I wanted to use the Your Kindness Makes Such a Difference, and I'm just going to mount that on my clear block, and I've got some chalk chip ink. I'm going to adhere that down, and I'm just going to line this up as if I was going to mount it, and I just want to use it as my point of reference. There you go. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is I'm going to use my dimensionals, and I'm going to mount these on dimensionals onto the crumb cake cardstock. Okay, so then I want to adhere this down to the very vanilla cardstock. Just like that. Okay, then I'm grabbing my pennants. So I'm going to be able to fit 4 along there, and I'm going to pop them up on dimensionals. Okay, so I've just stamped 2 more, because what I'm thinking is I'm actually going to adhere alternatively, this one with dimensional, this one right on the designer series paper, and alternate them on here like so. Okay, so you can see how there's now some layers to this card. Now on the 3 pieces that have been pennants that have been mounted, I'm going to grab my flower trim, and I'm just going to cut 3 off and put them in the center of each one with some glue dots. Okay, so I couldn't resist and I have to add some pearls like I usually do in my flower trims. Just there. Okay, I'm pretty sure I've shown you before, but Stampin' Up! Does sell now these spritzers, and I've just filled mine with shimmer paint and icicle, and I've got frost white in here, and I'm just going to slightly do a little spray. Because it's the icicle, it will dry rather quickly, and it also leaves a bubbly kind of desired effect on the Stampin' Up! Cardstock. Alright, so here's my Thank Artist Friday, the front, and all I'm going to do, because I don't want to waste this piece I've already punched out, is just adhere that down, just as a little piece of character, and I'm just going to put pearls in each row there. Alright, and then there's some pearls in between each little punch out there. Alright, so that's my Thank Artist Friday. Hope you like it. A little bit of shabbiness to it, and using old designer series paper until I make another order with Stampin' Up! Using some new products from the new catalogue. So look out for some new products being used over the next couple of weeks. Alright, happy Thank Artist Friday and have a lovely weekend paper crafting, peeps. See you later.